Hello, everyone. Welcome to Light Language Messenger. And for those of you watching on the Great Awakening Generator, you're very welcome here too. So, how are you, everyone? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. And yes, it's been a bit quiet on the Great Awakening Generator and Light Language Messenger this week. Um, it's just been one of those weeks, and I'll tell you why very shortly. But let me say this. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. And thank you for subscribing. We've got some new subscribers. And so you're very welcome here. And I hope you enjoy what you find here. Yes, so it's been an interesting week. I don't know how all of you have fared, but I'd love to hear. So do, share it in the comments box. Um, I've just come out of an interview this morning. I interviewed an astrologer, the first astrologer on the Great Awakening Generator. So this is something to look forward to, everyone. And it will be coming out in the next probably 2 days or so, but I'm trying to get it out by tomorrow so we have something else to be entertained by here on the channel. So this week has been an interesting one for me because I kind of started it all motivated and feeling good, feeling like, hey, I'm this forward motion and all of these things are happening in my world. However, it feels again like was the start of that way at the beginning of the week. It has changed a little bit as we got closer to Wednesday because I had some. I think I'd have to say it's energetic shift because I just felt restless. I think it was Tuesday afternoon. Maybe Tuesday, Wednesday afternoon. I felt really restless. I was pacing the floors. I was like, I just don't know what I'm supposed to do here. And because everything I was trying to do doesn't seem to be happening as fast as I'd like it to. And I'm not talking about events, in fact, just sitting at my desk and finishing a task. It's taking longer, right? And so I am currently in the process of tying up all the loose ends where my projects are concerned. And so I think it was Tuesday and Wednesday, I barely got anything done. And I thought, oh, this is just not how I want it to go. So time feels accelerated, really accelerated. And I think that's part of the thing that the time seems to be accelerated. And I feel like I don't, as much as I'm making all my efforts, I'm not having the time to finish it in. Okay, that's the one thing. The other thing was I had a few things happen in my world this week where it felt like I'm back to being stagnant and or moving back into that trajectory of when's it going to happen. I'm back to waiting again, and it just was like just the swinging back and forth. And I was thinking, what's going on? I've had few lessons, lessons even in terms of my belief systems. Like for one, I was quite taken when I was watching that video that Lee Harris had put out about channeling. He put out a sort of a workshop, if you like, on channeling, and he said not to expect the guides to have the answers for us, because when you do that, you give your power away to the guides. But like it's like giving power away to somebody else who's controlling things in our lives and just letting them get away with it, right? But now we give up power to the guides. And so we need to hold on to our own power, to our power. We need to do that. And it made me stop and think because I blame the guides for things, or if it's not happening fast enough, then I'm like, hey, what the heck's going on here? So, and I tell them off and I have arguments and, I say this all the time on the planet, not on the planet, yeah, on the planet, but on the channel. I say that too, right? You've heard me say it if you watch it regularly. So I really had to stop and think about that. Then I talked to someone who really made me question the astrologer actually, who said a one-liner to me. This was on Monday. That really made me stop and think about how I live my life in terms of astrology, because quite often when something's happening, I'll say, oh, Mercury's in retrograde. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's why my technology is failing. And all of you know it. I talk about it. I will say, oh, in a Mercury retrograde, this is what happens in my life in terms of my technology. Or if I sign contracts, they don't actually materialize after a while or whatever, right? And I had to stop and think, hey, do I create a reality by taking that on board and believing, yes, in this time, that's what is happening in my world. And that's the motto I live by. And then also, like, because I believe that, then I tell you all that. And then is it responsible for me to be saying these things and encouraging that kind of behavior? It really made me stop and think about that. Because I love the astrology. I love listening to astrology. I don't listen to it anymore as much as I used to because I don't really need to listen to it as much. But I do like to know the phases of the moon and what's happening here. And you know what? It's wonderful to do moon rituals and things like that. I'm not putting any of that down. I'm not putting any astrology down. All I'm saying is I had to stop and think about my behavior around it, my thought patterns. And I thought, oh, okay. Yeah, like it comes back to whose report will you believe? When you believe that report, is it that the report? Do you listen to the astrology, Rose, with your intuition? When you tell other people, is it your intuition that's driving that, or is it what you are taking on board and making it your reality? And so comes back to that right now. It comes back to everything that's going on in my world, for example. I'm making it my reality. I'm looking at it and saying, I can't do that, or it doesn't look like I can do that, or this is happening in my world and that's because of the astrology. Well, astrology is all valid, but it's also a very personal thing, is what I'm discovering. Yes, it's also a very personal thing. So, yes, there's the astrology and the alignment of the planets and what can happen. But does it happen? And do we give it the power for why things are not working out in our lives? I talk about it for myself more than anyone else because I always say, oh, yeah, there we go. Mercury's doing its thing here again, you know? So I say this to you for reasons like things to think about. You're doing your journey. How are you doing your journey? Again, whose report do you believe? Now, whose report do you live by? Whose report are you programming your life to? Is it your higher self and you that are programming the report in your world, in your life, in your reality? Or is it something or someone else? Or, yeah, or what's being said? Not that someone else, but what's being said, so on and so on. Right. So, something I hope you'll think about. I love astrology. I've got to say, I do love astrology. I love the fascination of it. I love that it is such a good tool to use for the guidance in your life, or for not guidance, but for understanding things that are happening in your life. Yeah. All right. One of the things that I had happen this week, or there were a couple of things I had an epiphany that perhaps I should look at. I said this too, I think, in the first video. Look at, buying a bookkeeping business. Again, jury's still out on that 5 days later. However, I watched that video that Lee Harris put out about channeling, and then I decided to experiment a little bit with that. And I discovered that I do have a collective that is working with me and, and all of that. What I do with that from here on, I don't know. And I still have to say, well, how is that helpful for now, for this day and age, when I'm trying to live my life and bring in abundance of finances and so that I can live properly, so I can live and I can live stress-free about money woes, like all of us. I know that people don't want to talk about money, but hey, here you go. All of us have this at some point or the other, right? And it comes back to me and the blocks I have. It comes back to me and the programming I have. I'm going to take it back to myself. And right now I'm at a point where I'm saying to my higher self, I don't know how to do that. And if you don't know and I don't know, then I don't know who knows, you know? And so I blamed it on my not being able to hear my higher self. I blamed it on not being able to make the connection sometimes. I'm going to say it. I've blamed it on these things. So if you're like me going through that process, I'm feeling empathetic toward you. And even if you're not going through all of that process, but some of that process, I feel empathy for you because that's my process too at the moment. A couple of weeks ago, I felt there was a lot of forward motion and a lot of things happening in my world that looked like I could be making that move that I want to make. I could be earning that money that I was hoping to earn. It looked like I had an amazing interview with somebody and it was going to work out. And now I'm back to, I don't know if that's what's going to actually happen. I don't know if that place is where I'm supposed to go to. So that's where I'm at. I was asked to try doing beg your pardon, to doing the light language without the help of dragons, invoking the dragons from the dragon card or without using invocations of things. Mondays I thought was okay because that's what I did. But then I was also given last week a card. Excuse me, don't mean to yawn. None of you are boring. Maybe I am, but none of you are. And I'm going to share this because it's the unicorn card and we'll look for guidance. We'll use it as a tool. Why not, right? So I'm going to share my screen with you and that's the card coming up. Here we go. I'm not sure if I did this one. Magical Crystal Cave. It's a number 21 card with a numerology of 3. Yeah. So, and speaking of numerology, let's do a numerology hit, okay? Apologies for that. Right, numerology in terms of life path number, the life path number 3. You get your life path number by adding up the digits of your birth date. And a life path number 3 person. I would have said it before, but I'm going to say it again because not everybody that was watching before is watching now. Life path number 3, you can have anything you want if you want it desperately enough. You must want it with an inner exuberance that erupts through the skin and joints. I beg your pardon. I'll read it again. You must want it with an inner exuberance and that erupts through the skin and joints, the energy that created the world. Sheila Graham said that. The most significant vibration in your life path number, and that is what you should study first. Sorry, that was chapter 3, life path number. Can you tell? It's one of those days. That's not what the life path 3 is. Life path, because I was reading them thinking, oh, this actually doesn't sound like it. Okay, the life path number 3 is the communicator. Yes, we had this before, and I was so excited about it. The best way to succeed in life is to act on the advice we give to others. And this is somebody who said it is anonymous. Nobody knows who that is. When Shakespeare wrote that all the world's a stage, he was talking about a 3 or talking like a 3. When on track, the 3 life path is always performing or taking center stage in some way. Right. That is what I'm going to say about the life path number 3. You work it out. You add all the digits of your birth date and see if you come to a 3. And remember that you bring it all the way down to a single digit when you add it up. Even if it's a 22 or an 11, you bring it down to the last single digit. Right. Something else I wanted to say about the well, and it's gone out of my head. I'll come back to it. So yeah, find out more about that. I think it's good to understand numerology. Today we are looking at the magical crystal cave. It says switch on your inner light and bring forth your gifts. The magical crystal cave is where the sacred mysteries of the unicorns are found. This wondrous place is halfway up the spiritual mountain, and this card is an invitation to visit it. At the entrance, a huge amethyst cleanses and purifies your aura before you enter. The cave opens out into a wonderland of shimmering quartz and rose quartz. Unicorn love has ignited each crystal from within. So the cavern is illuminated by 1 trillion lights, as you can see in the picture. Some of the unicorn treasures concealed within the magical crystal cave are sacred geometric symbols that can awaken your hidden gifts and talents. Receiving this card suggests that you are ready to accept and develop more of who you are. Your unicorn sees through your personality into your multi-talented soul. So ask it to activate the keys and codes of your higher potential, to switch on more of your beautiful inner light. Then expand your aura until it radiates 100 meters around you. This allows your true radiance to be seen. It is time to stand up and be counted as a light in the universe. Your guidance is to ask your unicorn to help you to bring forward more of your soul light for you to use it in this lifetime. Now, this week, as I was saying, I will just going to stop there for a minute. This week, I had very much the appearance and the confirmation for me that I have got a collective that works with me. And I think that is the thing for me. I realized that the sleepless nights, the pain that I've been feeling on my third eye, that constant headache somewhere in the middle of the head, is the chakras basically receiving downloads of codes coming up from the cosmos, coming down from the cosmos, and that I am transmuting it, and my body's transmuting it, and that's why I'm going through these processes. However, one of the things I heard this week through my meditation was that I am ready for the next thing, the next phase, the next step in my journey. And who knows what the collective brings out. All right, so we'll talk about the collective more in the future, but for the moment, I feel that this magical crystal cave is very much for us. Switch on your inner light, bring forward your gifts, and yes, this unicorn is going to help us do that. This card helps us do that. So I want to encourage you, I am encouraging you to get yourself into a space where you are not going to be disturbed. I hope you have some water next to you so that you can take a sip of the water. Okay, I am barefoot and my feet are firmly planted on the ground, and I hope that works for you too. And here we are, feet firmly planted on the ground. We're going to Lakume, and we are going to go there, and we are going to commune with our unicorns. Right now, we're inviting and invoking the unicorn light, the unicorn energy, the crystals that to come down from the heavens, from Lakume. You can get on your unicorn if you can communicate with it, because we all of us that have had some connection with unicorns know that our unicorns work with us. Seventh dimensional beings and higher. So we are going to firstly invite the unicorns to come in and clear our space. Clear, now feel the unicorn light coming through. My unicorn is pointing down its horn right into my space and just clearing my aura and energy space. I can see silvery golden light coming through here now. That's unusual. Silvery golden light coming through into my aura and clearing me. Right, so we do our clearing. Now we're going to do some breathing. We're going to take 3 breaths, and I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to take the breaths, 3 of them individually. I'm not counting the breath through. But how do we breathe? Breathe in through the nose. Push the breath all the way to the bottom of the belly, and then bring it up slowly. Pause at the torso, look into your third eye, and stay paused for the count of 1 to 4. And when you can hold it no longer, then bring up the breath and out through the mouth slowly. And when you get to the end of it, coming all out, just try to pause to keep it all out, keep the breath all out. And then you let it out and you keep the breath out, and then you start again. You try to keep the breath out, pause it for a while, okay? Maybe like 2 seconds or something like that, or as long as you can, and then breathe back in through your nose. And we're going to do 3 breaths like that. So here we go, feet firmly planted on the ground. And if you were wanting a crystal, I think now's the time to get one if it's available to you. Hilololo, okay, let's take it. 1, 2, 3. Let's breathe. As you come back. Era ko te whanana te ro ai ti te ro nā chikara mahai lo vet sena kadora ba hai ro chikara maho korona te Kira ba tula lela e mo ko te me ka chule na mati o to na te ta He roai roale lararo slararet slere. Now, friends, as you sit comfortably in your space, kareto, you've done your breathing, kima koro, kima rana te. Close your eyes and relax if you're not already doing that. Hikora bana sia udora kiuria la 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 lo. You've seen the unicorn and you've seen the magical crystal cave. Now, your unicorn is with you at the entrance of the sacred cave, the sacred crystal cave. Now you know the amethyst crystals there at the entrance of the cage. Touch it, touch it, touch it, touch it. He called Tilar, Kilamali, to Fanale, Nafanal, Clatura, Rictarera, Rutnarera, Kiralola. Now, as you touch this, you know that this crystal is purifying you. Himaluma, Siplet of Flotis, left of Toflale, Zele, Toronare, Alleluia. And as you are entering into this magical cave with your unicorn, you can see all the many crystals. You're entering it, and the cavern is lit up with a trillion crystal lights, twinkling like the stars. Here you can see sacred symbols filling up the air, you know, there's sacred geometry, there's the key, there's just light language, there's things that look like numbers. They are keys that unlock the codes of your expanded soul. Now relax. Imaro kutana tinako inayalore. Your inner light radiates into the heavens. Hila yamonam. Yamo yama hitai night toi tai tam dore. Haki tualang yala kufilan dele. Can you see it? Can you see your radiant light? No mara kitamala to mariktamo na de no tina kudo. It is a melelo shama zulakichinagado. It's radiating into the heavens. Allegianang Chie. Oh, your squad is noticing your radiant light. Thank you, universe. I know I'm not insignificant. Yamo kokate make kuflana defana dofona denere. Koramatiana hirokitinade. Thank you, universe. You see my inner light. Omana tetano kotama tetano do torono do. Friends, you can pause the video now and you can stay in that space for as long as you need to. Radiating your inner light, radiating your inner light. Yes, you have your inner light. Know that it's not forgotten. I see you, I see you, I see you, I see you. Oh, universal hosts from the heavenlies. Say, I see you, I see you, I see you. You're not forgotten. Be easy with yourself, be easy with you. Oh, child of the universe, you have no idea who you are. It's a phase you need to go through. When you're ready, your unicorn returns you to where you started from. Imahumana, thank you, unicorn. Akisorana le chela de lo di maitse. Konavala kai kodara de chene. I don't know if you see this unicorn, friends. It's pure white, but it has a silvery patch going down the side of its neck. Just below the mane on the side of its neck. Karitianato. It's so beautiful. It is so young. It is such a beautiful young adult unicorn. Is this someone's unicorn? Did one of you ask for a unicorn? Ikanate, you've got it. Kinate, Rukuta, you're seeing the same unicorn. Ahiron korona ida kitana ma yinukuro titena tida. Kale mashikufana redo ale alo ye. If this is your first time and you're wondering if you had a unicorn, yours has just arrived. Kale kasa moch klam. O ma kafalea kuklo la 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 la. Thank you, unicorn. Thank you, unicorn. Today, take some time to go and ground yourself, friends. Ikanarama. Please look at the unicorn one more time. Just gonna stop sharing now. Oh, the energy is so much. I am so sleepy after this. Itana karana. Take some time to ground yourself afterwards. Go and walk outside in the garden or in nature. Take a walk. Barikatonama. I have invoked and charged the invocation of this unicorn before. It's not my first time with this crystal unicorn. Not at all the first time with the crystal unicorn. But it came through for a reason. Sorry, I don't mean to do that. So right now, let's take a moment again to come back to self. We've thanked our unicorn, and we are going to keep our feet firmly planted on the ground. Those of us that are feeling like I've described my feeling stagnant, feeling like you went backward, feeling like what is the answer, frustrated with living in a material world and not being able to meet your material needs all the time, because that is what we're used to. This too is part of the breaking down of systems, not just systems out there, but systems within self. But and I tell you that it's not nice. And you that are going through this, you know that this is not nice. It's far from nice. Okay. Whatever it is, know that we will be okay. And yes, why does it feel fed up and frustrating? Because we've done this for so long. We've done this so many times. And now we ask again to shift us, bring us to a space, Yenofra, higher selves, guides. We are asking your guidance on how we bring ourselves into the space of knowing what the answer is. We are looking to navigate. We know that we are the blocks in our world. The mind is, or whatever. We know we've heard that. We think that. We're frustrated with that. But is it really? So if that's something we think we are saying we know, if that's wrong, then we're charging this time so that we no longer have these blocks. We no longer believe those beliefs, because that's what's stagnating us. The belief in these things is what's stagnating us. Are you a manifester? I'm a manifester. Yeah, yes. The card, by the way, the card message at the end of it is my inner light shines. My inner light shines. My inner light shines. When your inner light shines, everything you need, everything you desire will be magnetizing towards you. You will be attracting it into your light. So we're invoking the ease and comfort of knowing. We're invoking the ease and comfort of understanding. We're invoking the ease and comfort of coming to our realizations and coming to the realization of the why, what, and when, and what to do now that we know. We're invoking that ability. We're invoking that into our lives. If you can hear this, friends, you might be hearing a dog barking in the distance. I'm also invoking help for this dog to be in a safe environment. There is a situation in my space around me, and I'm really at the moment challenged. I'll say the other word. I'm really at the moment trying my best to send positive light and love, and I'm doing that. And I feel like, Corona, Karama, it's in this direction in front of me. So let's do it together, right? So we're going to come back to us. We will do an invocation. Okay, let's do our invocation first, and then, because that's not a hurry, as in we'll do it right after. Right, so we're invoking all of that for ourselves right now. Clarity, clarity, clarity. Breaking down that belief system that we do not have the answers, that system that thought pattern, that programming, yeah, clock, diff, lila, do, difft. Indigar maskutani ne jalala. Kufrana kita rawa stuff dekre. I know. I am all knowing about my life. I am all knowing about my life. I know where I'm going to. I feel where I'm going to. I am my ideal. I am my absolute ideal. Where I am now is exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I am happy and realizing that, yes, this too is relative and relevant, and this too will pass. Because everything has moving parts in it, right? So I hope you received that charging of the light language for us to shift our consciousness, shift our knowledge, shift our knowing, give us the wisdom, give us the understanding that we require to navigate right now. So all of you watching, I'm invoking all of your help. All of you, I can feel the energy in my hands, in the palms of my hands. We have a situation where I live, and I have been doing my work with this. We have a situation where there is suspected abuse of 2 dogs. And today we want to send love, light, energy, unicorn energy for healing. If that is happening, unicorn energy for misunderstandings to be clarified. But also we suspect it, we hear it, but we haven't seen this directly. But some of the circumstances also point to that. Kamala kolo lelela do 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 we're sending love and light, we're sending clarity, we are sending solution to that situation, that if there is animal abuse, that this will be stopped immediately. I know that we have soul contracts, and I know that animals have soul contracts. Apparently that's the soul having a life experience here. I've got to tell you, friends, I'm not in that position yet to say, okay, it's a soul contract. When it comes to abuse of animals and children, as an adult, that's a different thing. If you're in an abusive relationship, then yes, I'll say, okay, that's because you have the power to take yourself out of it, and that's what you're learning. As a child, if that is so, so it is. But I have said to my guides, please do not expect. I've said to my higher self, please do not expect this physical me to accept and be at peace with it. I just cannot be at peace. I know it's that, but I cannot be at peace. I know they're saying it's that, but I cannot be at peace with that. And it's something that is not going to deter my moving forward and my ascension process, because this is something where I come from, as in my galactic heritage, where I come from. We cannot cope with that. That is not our coping mechanism. We don't have something in us that copes with that understanding. Jackson Nala, Kuramai Kitafarana, Jackson Nala, Jila Kato Jackson Nala, Kurabai Hikor Jackson Nala, Kurabai Kuranai Tonanai Telaita Mokura. Yahoo, there's like heat that's flying out of my hand in that direction from my palms. Thank you, friends. Thank you. We invoke the help of the unicorns for these dogs. Thank you for joining me, friends. It went on longer than I expected. I'm hoping that everything works out for all of us. I'm hoping, I know it will work out for all of us. Not I'm hoping, of course it's going to work out. But yeah, sorry, I was a bit distracted. Um, yes, it's a bit of a tough one to hear it happening, and it hits me in the solar plexus, and I don't know how to cope with it. It's like it's one of the things that's been making me restless this week when I hear the dogs crying, and I know that it's not normal. It's not a dog being naughty or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Right. Thank you, friends. Thank you for watching. Um, as always, so many words to say, and it goes off on different directions, but we're just following things as we go along. I'll catch you next time here on the Great Awakening Generator and Light Language Messenger channels. So good that you are watching. My Etsy store is live, by the way, but I will tell you more about that another time. Yeah. Okay. Next time. I've I'll put it in the description box. I'll put the link in the description box. The Etsy store is offering light language messages and light language sessions. So you can work with me one-on-one to do that. See, I'm already telling you now. I thought I wasn't going to. And you can go and find out more about that on the Etsy store, and there is more information to come in there. But if you get there and you think, hey, I need to know more, and Rose hasn't put anything out there, just message me. Just send me an email via that, and I'll respond to you. But yeah, it's exciting. That's the other thing that happened that was exciting this week. Apart from, you should buy a bookkeeping business, Rose, or you use your channel, your collective. You're channeling them, and you've been for a while now. And I got their name yesterday, so that was really good. I had a confirmation of the name. I knew the name on the day, but I had a confirmation of their name. So who knows? We'll see. And then, of course, the Etsy store went live. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you here again. Keep reaching for the stars. Namaste.